the Nintendo, the complete monopoly of Japan game industry, you probably have heard them a lot of the time. I don't think you realize how big they are. Well, in terms of the industry, they might not produce the best amount of money ever. Um, Based on the fact, in Tokyo Stock Exchange, they only list themselves on 108 in revenue, 108, which is still quite impressive amount. Is because 11 billion, I believe it's USD, which more than Kenyans. You know, if you don't know what Kenyan is like one of the most valuable company in Japan. They do like the manufacturer shit. There's a tech company. They create like the laser machine, and I don't really understand. I don't really know the details, but they create a lot of type of machines, and they just sell it to other companies. And in market cap, they are less than 11. Oh, they're not top 10 anymore. But they used to be top 10, like top 7, 6, like 6, 7. You know, around like 6, 7 Kenyans, and now they sit like 88 billion, which is P ratio 33. Yeah, not bad, not bad. And still, Nintendo Levino still making more than that. You might have already heard that Nintendo have released this Nintendo Switch 2. You know, like after they have announced that they're gonna release the Switch 2, and then after that, the stock just keep rising and rising, to the point like now it's rose up to like 67%. Like, you know, 7% from last year, from 1 year from 1 year from now, 7%, bro. Like, and I did all the research on it. I mean, there's a lot of factor, like the yen just got weaker. The maybe the U.S. economy is not that good, so the investor maybe try to invest in the foreign company, etc. But that's only that's only the minor reason. The major reason, the big main reason, is the release of Switch 2. And look at this. And it's not only affect this. I'll show you something. Look at this. Square Enix from year 1 have rose 65% from this year. Let's say from this year. Like, what's that? 50%, 54. And they don't really release anything. They didn't release a major anything. Wait, am I so low? Did it release anything? The last thing they released, I believe, is like the really big titles, like 16, right? Wait, Snowman Saga, but this is not like the I guess Dragon Quest 7 remake. I don't know. I'm really sure with that. And you might think like, oh, maybe Square is doing good. They just keeping doing good stuff. They like they're a good company, and they have increased. Look at Bandai Namco, bro. Look at Bandai Namco. This year, 50%. That's 50%. Like, that's over half a company value increase. Look at Konami, bro. 43%. 42, 43. And they peaked like 72%. And now they just rose down. I'm like, what? Because Saga, Saga kind of dead already. They don't really perform anything. Yes, they kind of dead, but still 20%. But I'm not sure about that. But Feast's title, it just keep. Look at Sony. I mean, Sony's not really just. I mean, they have also increased 50%, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's the effects of the Nintendo Switch 2 too? I don't think so. They're literally the rival. I don't know why, but like Sony's like a, they're not just game company. They're like everything company. They got a lot of business going on. And by this, when I was holding Nintendo stock at around at the beginning of this year, it was sitting around 8,000, and I was like, oh, so I was estimate that the stock price is around this is 80%, is 8,000 maybe, like it's in the range of like 7,000 to like 9-10K. When I'm check it again when it rose up to 10,000K, I'm like, oh, like fees is like the maximum amount, is like this is the make sense price. But now they're like the trend just keep grinding hard, and then it hits like 40. Look at that, 40K, 40,000. Now it's sitting like 12. And when it hit like 13-14K, I'm like, nah, no way. I feel like that's just way too overvalued. I don't know. Even now it's sitting like 13. Yesterday it sit at 13. Now it's 12-18. No, 12-800. So I'm like, their value right now is around 10,000 yen. This 12 is still like a little bit overvalued. I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't know. The thing that's gonna define if this price is overpriced or not is the performance of the Switch 2. How much revenue they're gonna gain, how much they're gonna perform. I'll give you a little fact. The fact is, Nintendo, they have released their income. They have been decreasing. See, until 2024, it's 1 trillion yen. 1 trillion yen is like around like $100 billion. And you see the trend since 2023, 24, 2025, it have been decreasing. You see like 14, 1100, and now it's not even 10. But like this amount, I mean this time, this duration of the income statement is like before the release of Switch. But still like, and by the way, this income statement release came out after they launched the Switch 2. But like we just gonna see like what's the next statement gonna look like after like the income after their money's on selling the Switch 2 and Switch and the game. And because they have claimed that like 50 million unit, not 50 million, 5.8. That's 2 billion. What the fuck? 2 billion USD in just selling. This is estimate amount. This could be less or more than this. But by just selling the console itself, they have earned around like 3 billion. 3 billion? What? Really? But we don't know. We're just gonna see how it's gonna happen. But I feel like the investor gonna see the Nintendo stock that like it's not perform as good, and this price gonna go down to the where it should be. Is it a buy right now? Probably not. Maybe let it down to like 9K, 100K, or maybe it's not gonna down like that anymore. But like with 50 PE ratio, it's most likely gonna be down again. I'm not sure like how long. I think like it's gonna get down to like, you need to get down to like 40 at least, so you should like consider buying it. 40 PE ratio. So it's not a buy right now, but Nintendo is still a great company. It's just a monopoly, bro. Like you can't never lose with Nintendo. They just always win.